So you want to learn to fly seaplanes. This video is my first lesson as a seaplane student, and a few things that I took note of as I was going through the lesson. One is the aerodynamics of how these floats cause an interesting yaw moment throughout the flight. How it responds on the water. You're always weather vaning or moving as the wind is moving you because you don't really have friction like you would have on a wheeled plane on land. And then also the conditions are very important depending on the maneuver that you're going to execute. Glassy water, smooth, rough, wind conditions, other activity on the water as far as other boats. And so conditions determine configuration, and then speeds, and then execution of each maneuver. And to help you with that, they give you a new acronym that I didn't know before, GFARDI. That is, where's your gear? Up for water landing, down for land landing. Flap setting for each maneuver. A is area, above and below the water. And then R is water rudders. T, trim. And then Y is the yoke is often pulled all the way back to guard the propeller from water spray. So enjoy this video. This is my first lesson as a seaplane student. Godspeed.
Departure frequency, Minneapolis Center.
And then I don't usually try too hard to turn into the wind just because it's really challenging to get back. So I usually keep it pretty straight. If there's somebody I know behind me, then I might try to offset the tail a little bit.
Climb maintain 3000, respect 1000 once or match after departure.
I don't do anything.
525 Charlie Zulu with Bravo.
Yeah, that works too.
Like this.
All right.
Read back correct information. Bravo's current, please advise ready taxi.
The selector we have on both. Flight controls. That's up. That's down. Mixture as required to go rich, probably.
Yep.
The gauges look good.
Yep, oil pressure, oil temp is good, it's in the green.
And 2 left. Both. Both. We got a suction gauge somewhere floating around.
It's over here, it tends to read low, but I've been told that's fine.
And the ammeter.
Ammeters, so we usually just keep it on volts, so it's at 14, that's about where it should be. And then I'll just flick it over the ammeter, and it's usually about a range, but showing positive, so it's good. There's 2 lights over here too for high volts and discharge.
525 Charlie Zulu.
Neither one of those are lit.
Taxi via Charlie Delta. Charlie Delta 28 525.
Autopilot test.
I think we'll skip that today. We can do it another day, but I'm not planning on using it, so.
Okay, mixture. I'll go lean here. And this flip flop.
Runway 28 Ultra 18. Unable.
All right, your windows and doors and seat belts.
7 Kilo Charlie. 3 miles straight in for 18. 7 Kilo Charlie.
But before we call them, we'll go through our GFARDI as well.
All right, so the land takeoff, our gear is down.
Yep.
What, is it 10 degrees flaps or?
So on land, we're going to take off with 15 degrees of flaps. We can do that here. And then usually the first 10 degrees doesn't get indicating, but when you give it a little bit of a tap, it does. Yeah, 15. And then gear is definitely down. We have a green light here. And then if you look out your left through your window, you should see a yellow dot over land. You see those 2 indicators that says water and land? Do you see a yellow dot over land?
I do.
Perfect. So those are just our 2, I guess, verifications that our gear is definitely down.
Area, we've got hard surface, we have right crosswind.
18 clear for the option, 943.
And I'm not sure what the abort point would be. Maybe halfway.
Yeah, halfway sounds right.
And numbers around 18, we're going to rotate, climb out at what?
Rotate at 55, we're going to climb at 80.
Okay.
And we'll just climb up to 1600 or thereabouts.
And Traverse City Tower, good morning. Grumman 74682 is 9 to the...
Our water rudders are up.
74682, Traverse City Tower.
Then typically move that to that arrow.
Hey, firm.
For 80.
Wind 260,
Not fairly, not very. I think it needs to be a little bit more nose down, actually. So maybe closer to the O would be better. Or sorry, that'd be nose up. Just try the arrow.
Yeah.
Still figure
I'll
it
go
out.
from there, exactly.
Okay.
Traverse City Tower, floatplane 8490 Lima, ready for takeoff on 8. And we're headed west.
Floatplane 90 Lima, Traverse City Tower, runway 18, clear for takeoff, proceed on course westbound.
Clear for takeoff, proceed on course 1890 Lima.
Hey. Yeah, we put the mixture back to red.
Yep, so I go lights.
Landing lights.
Camera is good, and then action is fuel.
Okay, nice. I haven't heard that one before.
We don't hold the brakes, we just go.
And then I'm steered air.
Oh no, I don't care. You can turn on the radio.
Hey, Golf Bravo, Traverse City Tower, you up?
Hey, I'm with you.
November 4.
There shouldn't be anybody coming in from over here that we're getting in the way of.
Okay, so as you're approaching this lake, tell me what you're seeing.
Seeing clouds and pretty good open area over here. That might be a boat right about off our nose, a little bit to the right, unless it's like a dock or something.
Yeah, raft, yeah.
Yeah, raft. And it looks like there's a little bit of ripples, which is what I like. There is one tower off to the right there. I believe that's the only tower in this area, if I remember correctly. So we'll just want to be aware of that, with the clouds kind of blocking the view.
I see it.
Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So, it looks like a little bit of wind streaks maybe coming this direction, which usually doesn't occur until the wind's about 8 knots. So maybe it's picked up to closer to 8 over here. And winds should be mostly coming from the southwest, so I'm thinking this is probably a great landing direction for us.
Okay.
So we'll start by doing a pass over, and we'll look for obstacles above the water, which there shouldn't be any plane scud running around here unless there's another float plane nearby. I don't think there is. And then obstacles on the water. Whatever that is to the left looks stationary though, so I don't think we have to worry about them. And under the water, I believe that scuba divers have flags or whatnot. I don't think there's any of that action going on today, so it should be good. So you see these wind streaks on the water?
I do.
Okay, so those run parallel with the wind. And I doubt there was an abrupt change to the northeast, so I would assume the wind's coming from the southwest still here. We can look for other cues as well, but I'm pretty confident that's the direction the wind's coming from.
Yep, they're not moving.
Yeah.
So we'll do kind of a left pattern, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Just to avoid the tower?
Yeah. Do you want me to walk you through one?
Yeah,
first?
go ahead.
Okay.
It's all yours.
Alright, I have flight controls. And we want to avoid overflying boats low when we can, try and stay at least 500 feet above them. There are some kayakers over here, but we should be stopped before that point. And then also just to avoid flying low over these houses, I'm just going to kind of circle around the island for my downwind. Make it a little bit weird, but that's okay. And then I'll run through G40 at least once here. So gear is up. We have a blue light for gear up, and your yellow circle should be over water now, outside your left window.
Oh, it is.
Okay, awesome. So our gear is definitely up for water landing. That's what we want. Flaps. Oh, flaps are still at 10. That is totally fine.
Gear is up for water landing.
Gear is up for water landing. You don't want to be too quick to dismiss that, but I think
Gear
it's
is up for water landing.
good just to confirm that yes, that's what we want, and then turn it off. Oh, I guess I thought this fed through here, so I'm going to be overflying these houses, but that's alright. Let's keep a little bit of altitude while I'm doing that. And the area is relatively clear. Not too much to look out for. Water rudders are up. Trim, I'll just keep adjusting to be about 70 on our final. And yoke pitching for about 70 as well. Alright, we should still be a good 600 feet above these guys. Alright, I'm going to start pulling back some more power here, about 1700 or so. And I'm going to go flaps to 20. And I'm going to go to the right side of that little fisherman boat. And towards the southwest. Got a little bit of shallows over here, but the center looks relatively deep, so I think we are safe. Or I should say I know we are, more confident. I think that guy looks stationary still, right?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, gear's definitely up, flaps are at 20, and we are on final now, so trying to pitch for 70. and this should be the correct attitude right here. So I'm just going to bring it all the way down the water and slowly reduce to idle as we get closer. Great. That is a normal landing.
You killed it.
Thanks. All right, so I'm gonna go flaps back to 10 just to be ready for takeoff. Normal takeoffs we'll do at 10 degrees of flaps.
Now, when we were in cruise, do we bring the flaps all the way up?
I usually do, you know, just to prevent excess drag. But if we're doing like multiple landings, then I'll just leave them at 10.
Okay.
So with the water rudders up, we can also figure out what direction the wind's coming from by letting the airplane just weather vane into the wind. And you want to keep the yoke full back when you're in idle taxi too, to reduce prop spray as much as possible.
So now it's weather vaning.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's kind of trying to figure it out. Kind of went that way for a second, but now it's going this way. And then if we decide that we want to taxi around for a bit, we can put the water rudders down. So how about you put those down? It's kind of difficult. Lift up a little bit. Yep, and then get that off the hook, and then you can just release it down to the ground. All right, and you want to take over?
Yeah, I've got it.
All right, yeah, the yoke. And
This is an idle taxi.
This is an idle taxi, yep. Yep, so your water rudders are down. So now your rudder is going to be effective.
So we're just going to head back that way to get position for takeoff?
Yeah, let's see if we can. If the wind's strong enough, this is a hard turn to do since it wants to weather vane into the wind.
Right.
But see how it's letting us? So the wind must not be too strong. So that's why we have different techniques. If we do need to get upwind to downwind, that's when you might use like the plow turn, since it reduces the weather vaning tendency. But if we're able to do it with idle, then this is great. A little bit this way. Get the feel for it. On the water in a plane.
I know, it's awesome.
So at the end there, I think I just got like a touch slow and maybe had a little bit faster descent rate than I would have liked, just so you know.
Looked amazing to me.
Okay.
But I don't have any reference point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my reference point.
Yeah.
And do you want this all the way back?
Yep, all the way back. So if we were to put in some power, that's kind of turning more into like a plow taxi, which you can use as like a transitional phase, like for that turn. If you're trying to do upwind to downwind, it need a little bit of power to get it over, you can do it. But it's the worst form of taxi because it's really bad for engine cooling, bad for a chance of prop spray as well, that higher RPM. But yeah. All right. Let's get turned around. I should still have enough takeoff distance.
Okay.
So I'll demonstrate a normal takeoff, and then I'll have you do a normal landing.
Sounds good.
Okay. So I'm going to run through G40 again. So gear is definitely up. We got a blue light there. Got a circle over water. Okay. And our area is clear. Our flaps are at 10.
Okay, you've got the plane?
All right, I have the plane. Water rudders are up.
Bicep workout, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, and trim about there. Yoke. Okay. I'm going to kind of angle a little bit to the left. I don't think the wind's too strong. Just have a little bit more distance here. All right, power's going into full. Then we're going to wait for the top of the second rise. So that was the first rise. That's the second one. I'm going to push it onto the step. Do that little bit of porpoising, so I'm going to apply a little bit more back pressure. And we just want the airplane to fly off the water. turn to like a crosswind and I'll level us off here just about 1200. I'm going to have you take over and demonstrate the same thing.
All right, I got the plane.
All right, you get the plane.
And look for around 90 here. And 10 degrees of flaps, you said, right?
Yep, yeah, which I had just left it at, yep.
Okay, try not to fly over houses. And the gear. Let's work with the gear. They are up. Got a blue light and a yellow for water landing.
Got a yellow over here as well.
Flaps are up, or 10 degrees. Our area, if nothing has changed, looks clear as well. Water rudders we want up. And then we'll trim for 70 on
Gears
final.
up for water landing.
Gears up for water landing, that's
Thank
what
you.
we want.
And we'll pitch for 70 as well. Fly over this cove here.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many houses, right?
1700, we got 10 degrees. Did we land with 10?
We want 20.
Oh, we want
Gears
20.
up for water landing.
Thank you, miss.
Gears up for water landing.
All right, we'll see how close we can get to this boat. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
And there's 80, but I want 70s. I'm coming in about 200 feet above the water.
Yeah, let's try to get a little bit more to the right if we can. Alright, there's 70. Now let's get straightened out here.
And what do you want as far as power setting goes?
Just enough to, yeah, slow descent rate a little bit. Pitch down just a touch more. Alright, keep this pitch attitude, but throttle can slowly start coming back.
Okay.
Yep.
Still looking all right?
Yep, looking good. All the way to idle, good. And then as you're slowing down, yoke all the way back. Did it! Hey!
Awesome. And so I can choose now what to do with the water rudders.
Yeah, if you want to turn back, get a little bit more distance, you might want to put the water rudders down.
Yeah, just for practice.
Yeah, for sure.
Now,
Yeah.
wow. It seems to take up a good chunk of the kind of seaplane learning is
Sailing?
the water. Yeah, because sailing backwards and there's basically dealing with the wind while you're on the water.
Yeah. Well, sailing is like a very particular time that you need to use that.
Okay.
So let's say that we want to land in the upwind. So say there's like a big cove right here, but the wind's still coming from the direction that it's coming. And then maybe we just got so close to shore with our landing, and we need to get back down to the other side of the lake so that we can take off into the wind again. But we've gotten too close to the shore that maybe the wind's too strong that we can't do an idle turn to downwind. And then also maybe we're too close to the shore that we don't want to attempt a plow turn just because there's not enough room to do it. Then that's when sailing might be a good option, because then that's just pushing you back a ways. Then maybe give you a little bit more distance so you can do that plow turn, get turned around.
Gotcha. So in terms of water roughness, what is this rate as far as your experience goes?
I haven't really gotten into rough of water, but I know this is not bad at all.
So you've done this, no problem.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like as soon as it gets a little bit ripply, it does feel pretty rough on the floats, like you can really feel them, but could definitely handle a bit more than this.
Okay, so we want flaps, so our gear is up, otherwise we'd be upside down.
Yep.
Flaps you want to 10.
Yep.
Takeoff, our area is still clear.
Yep, we'll just watch out for those kayakers at the end. They seemed like they're kind of like on that south shore. That will be off our nose once we get turned around.
I can make a left turn, I guess, into the wind, a little bit away from them. So our rudders are currently down.
Yep. So we'll use our rudder rudders to turn, and then as soon as we get turned going back that direction, so let's make sure we're all ready first going this way. But as soon as we get turned back that direction, just to get going as quickly, relatively as we can, so we have enough distance, we'll go water rudders up and then smoothly apply full power.
Right now, kind of when we're 90 degrees, or?
Back too. Yeah, you could, because it's going to start weather veining. Yeah.
The yoke's all the way back?
Yep. And do you know what I mean when I say the second rise?
I do.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so here we go. We're into the wind. I don't see anybody. Okay, yoke all the way back still?
All the way back, yep.
Yeah, it's first
the
rise.
first
There's
rise.
the second.
Yep. Now push the yoke forward to get it onto the step. Yep.
And as the porpoising, I'll pull back a little bit.
Yep, good.
Is that the sweet spot, you think?
This is the sweet spot, yep. And then just wait till it feels like it's ready to fly off. You'll feel when there's enough lift being created by the wings. Okay. Just let it fly off the water.
I'll avoid the kayakers.
Alright, and then usually we do a couple landings and then jump lakes just so nobody gets mad at us.
Who could be mad? This is a free show.
I know, that's what I think.
This is a free air show for these people who live on the lake.
Apparently, some people don't like planes.
Crybabies.
So, we could try popping over. I always forget which one's green and which one's duck, but
okay.
That one's green lake, I believe, right? Yeah. Let's hop over there. Yeah, I can keep climbing a little bit. And this is actually Green Lake Strip. Is it 122.9? Does that sound right?
Oh,
I think it is.
It's not 8. Green Lake traffic, floatplane 8490 Lima overflying the field to land in Green Lake. 90 Lima.
Good. Okay, so I don't think there's any towers right here. There might be a couple off your left. And then I want to say there's one more on the west shore somewhere. Oh, maybe it's just that one that's right there.
Alright, I'm assuming the wind is the same.
Yeah, wind should be the same. So
we're looking for obstacles above. I don't see any other planes in the area or visually.
Oh, just watch out for that tower there.
And on the water, this looks pretty desolate.
Yeah, even less boats than the last one.
And in the water. So you want to fly along the...
Yeah, this is probably a good stretch, kind of similar direction as we were doing there. So let's overfly this whole area and make sure there's not any obstacles that we can't see from here.
Keep the flaps at 10, do you think?
Yep, that's fine. Yeah, 10 is fine, you know, just as long as you're staying underneath the 100 in the white arc. And this time I'll have you do, so we'll still overfly the area, come back. I'll have you do a normal landing, and then we'll step taxi back to the beginning.
Okay. All right, little sandbar on that spit there. Everything else looks deep enough.
Okay. Yeah, but if we're far enough away from that, should be just fine.
Size is big enough.
Relatively shallow over here. Doesn't look that shallow though. It's a little bit lighter colored area, or water. A little bit of wind streak still here, and it kind of looks like the waves are coming this direction too.
Kind of like this right here.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, so, yeah, I would use that long area that we just
Gear is up for water landing.
flew over. Gears up for water landing, that's what we want.
Our flaps are currently
Gear
at
is
10.
up for water landing.
Our area is clear. Water rudders are up. And we'll trim for 70 on final and yoke.
Okay.
As well. Right now we're at 80, 10.
So So maybe use the whole lake for your final, but it looks like it gets a little bit deeper after this peninsula here, so you could plan to land past that peninsula.
Okay.
Sound good?
Love it.
Okay. Got this. Oh, we have the windsock from Green Lake too. Looks approximately southwest.
Do carb heat on?
Yep, carb heat on.
Yep.
Yeah, I just do it after my first like big power reduction, you know, somewhere around 2,000 or less. On carb heat.
There we go, 20 degrees. And our gear is up. This is a water landing. Gear is up. Our flaps are 20. Our area is still clear. Gotta be careful of that tower. Water rudders are up. And we'll trim here for 70.
Okay. We're like on a base right now. We'll try to land just beyond that point where it's the center dark blue stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so pitch for 70, and then in general, I'd say I'd probably put enough power to, I think like 200 to 400 foot per minute descent seems about right. When you're getting up to 5, it feels like you're just dropping out of the sky. A little bit more power, just slow that descent rate and push the nose forward a little bit. Okay, now that looks better, so a little bit higher pitch attitude and slowly reducing the power. This should be the attitude right here for landing. Good. And as you slow down, it comes all the way to aft. Reduce prop spray. Hey, cool. So we'll do a step taxi next. We can kind of like, it'd be kind of short if we just went back, so let's kind of cruise around a little bit.
Okay.
Step taxi is going to be the same first steps as a normal takeoff, except once we're on the step, so after that second rise, when you push it onto the step, you want to power back to about 2,000 RPM so you don't take off. But we can also do this at 10 degrees of flaps. And water rudders are still going to be up.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah, let's see if we get turned a little bit more to the left first.
Surprised we're not weather rating more here.
Yeah, unless it's kind of light and variable, but it looks like it was pretty steady from the southwest. Yeah, so if you get kind of more towards this longer area, you can go ahead and do full power.
All right, first rise. A second, push forward.
Get it onto the step. Good, and then reduce power. About 2,000, a little bit more back pressure, stop that porpoise. Find the sweet spot.
That feel like the sweet spot to you?
Yeah. Just about. Alright, so this is a much quicker way to get across the lake than an idle taxi.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. Okay, now let's use this whole area to try to do like this really huge wide left turn.
Okay.
And then we'll get back to about where we landed. Use that as our takeoff area.
All right, so you want me just to gently turn this sucker?
Very gently, yes. Okay, good, yeah. So centrifugal force, we don't want to push us out to the right, so that's good that you're doing ailerons into the direction of the turn. Help keep that left wing down. Good. So this part was a little bit sketchier because now we had the wind on our left that's going to want to rotate us to the right, and then also that centrifugal force wanted to rotate us to the right. So keeping that left aileron was perfect.
This RPM works for you?
Yeah, for about 2,000. Yep. And we're a boat.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so let's just go back to that nut so we have a nice long takeoff area.
I'm turning right here. Should I do this? Or maybe neutralize if it's not too...
Maybe neutralize. The wind coming from our left is going to want to push us that way, but then centrifugal force is going to want to go this way. So maybe a little bit of right
try to
direction.
balance it a little bit.
Yeah. Great. As we get closer to this point here, I believe that's the point we landed at, we can come back to idle and transition to an idle taxi. Yep, so as you're slowing down, yoke all the way back. Great, cool. Now let's see if just the wind itself will turn us into it.
Sure feels like it.
Yeah. Alright, you ready for another takeoff?
That's the only way out of here, isn't it?
Yep. And then during idle taxi, I know we just created this wake, but if you can, cross wakes at about a 45-degree angle is best, but we don't have the water rudders down though, so there wasn't really much you could do. But in general, cross wakes, 45-degree angle.
Okay. All right. Gear is up. I got yellow for a water landing. We want 10 degrees of flaps. The area is still clear. Water rudders are going to be up and trim here and yokes all the way back.
Perfect.
Ready when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Yokes all the way back. Left turning tendency here is rise number 1. Rise number 2. Push it over on the step. Find the sweet spot. Little compass there, so I'll pull back. There it is. And now we wait.
Yep, just slide off the water when it's ready.
And it's almost ready. There it goes. Accelerate here a little bit. Speed is life, and it's for 80.
Beautiful. Alright, let's see what we got here. How do you feel about going back to Traverse?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good first intro day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks for my test dummy.
You're doing great.
Thanks.
All right, we'll stay between the clouds and the towers.
Okay. I'll put ATIS back here.
Gear is up for water landing.
Thank you.
For water landing.
She's so nice to remind us.
Yeah, wait till you hear the guy voice for runway landing.
Oh, great.
It's a little bit more aggressive. Okay. I put in ATIS on standby.
70.13, altimeter 2986. Visual approach.
What did we do with flaps here?
18 and 28.
You could take them out until we get closer.
Approaches expect from week 28. Let and hold short operations are in effect. Advise initial contact at Bravo.
And then I haven't really figured out a good set place to do the gear down. It takes a while, so I like to do it a little bit sooner than later sometimes, but then also I find it silly sometimes when we're closer to lakes because I'd probably rather just land the lake due to engine failure.
Yeah, so maybe early on downwind, you think? Or?
I'd say probably the best place to do it.
90 Lima, runway 28, clear to land 126013.
Clear to land 2890 Lima.
I'd say just for not having too much to do while we're in the pattern, probably right before entering downwind.
Okay.
That still gives you enough time on downwind to run through your G40 and confirm that it's down.
Alright, so about 30 seconds up and down.
Okay, and what did I say for the last wind? Was it 230? Gusting to 15? We still do crosswind correction here too. If it was 230, so we try to land on like the left main first.
Okay.
It looks really weird, but it's, yeah, still the same feelings as, you know, in a land plane trying to get that left side down first.
All right, I got a green light and the yellow on the land. This is a land landing, so the gear's coming down.
Okay, yellow's on the land on my side as well.
So I'm within the white arc. We'll start with, you still land with 20 on land?
Correct, yep. Same as water landing, 20 degrees, coming in about 70. Maybe a little bit faster for that wind gust.
And our area is clear, water rudders are up, and then we'll trim and pitch for 70 on final.
Gear is down for runway landing.
Ooh, my boy, Darth Vader.
Gears down for runway landing, that's what we want.
How does it know when to do that? So it's triggered
it's at a certain airspeed. I don't know what the speed is, must be about 90.
Gear is down for runway landing.
Then I guess if you get above that speed, it will reset, so when you get slower, it'll do it again.
Bonanza 21 Charlie November, drive to the tower, going square up your base for final for 28.
Okay, square up the base for final for 281 Charlie November.
All right. Okay, I'm 80. Or a 10, I'll wait on those.
And Bonanza 1 Charlie November, you're going to be number 3 following an Icon, about midfield left down for 28.
Okay, I'm looking for the Icon 1 Charlie November.
And Icon 4 Bravo Alpha, if able, go and keep your base turned close.
Alright, keeping it tight, 4 Bravo Alpha.
Trim, all the way nose up. Maybe a baby left crosswind here. Owner down on final to 70. Confirm one last gum check. On land, good.
On land, yeah.
Here, watch the speed. Fly it over to the center line.
Here, November 1 Charlie November Icon.
Something like this?
Base for 28.
Yeah, a little bit more pitch up, just slightly. There we go. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, perfect.
I was just hoping.
Turn right, taxiway Delta 2, contact ground 18.
Delta 2 to ground, 90.
Yeah, this